everyone. The only podcast where someone will show you a knife, and that's a good thing. I'm Atlas Novak. I'm your millennial. Who else is with me today?
I'm Dino the Genetic Marvel. I'm your Gen Xer.
Hey, how's it going? I'm Caleb McDuff, and I'm your Zoomer boy.
And our guest today, she's the owner of Tao Comedy Studio in Los Angeles, California, and is an overall awesome person. Hi, Bobbie Oliver. How are you?
Hey, thanks for having me. Thanks for accommodating this late hour.
Oh, yeah, no problem. I mean, we're recording this at, like, 6 p.m. LA time, so...
But you wanted to do it at 11 a.m., right?
Yeah, on, like, a weekend.
Yeah, no.
No, it's not happening.
I can tell you guys my beauty regimen will never recover from this late night recording, and it's all your faults.
9 p.m., how dare you? You know.
Oh,
look at how ghastly pale I am because of the hour of time that it is right now. This is your fault. Do you realize what you've done to my physicality?
Easy, Daywalker.
Usually Caleb is quite tan.
Usually, yeah. Like, people are like, oh, are you Puerto Rican? And I'm like, no, I'm actually not. But today, it's a whole different story, and it's your fault.
Yeah, are you Canadian?
Turns out McDuff is a pseudonym. He's a Cuban national.
I know.
There's 3 E's in his name? Yes. That's fantastic.
My God. Well, okay, so we're recording this on your birthday, Caleb, and we texted you, like, happy birthday. He's like, I'm in a furniture store in a snowstorm.
That's exactly right.
Happy birthday!
Thank you so much, Bobbie. Yeah, I spent my 23rd year anniversary of being alive inside of a furniture store that was empty during a snowstorm, which is pretty awesome. It's kind of an allegory for my whole existence up to this point. It's pretty cool.
Wait, it's
all downhill from there.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. If it's not already going downhill, let's be honest. Like, you know, you hit that invincibility of being able to drink legally anywhere in the world, which for you guys is horrible because you're 21. God, you might be dead by then. But you achieve that, and then from there, it just kind of goes down.
Yeah, it's kind of, you know, I feel like I'm kind of just, like, past the crest of the roller coaster, and we're just starting, like, the downward acceleration, so...
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, you're just going to get paler and paler.
Yeah, pretty much.
Just be happy you ain't got those giant moles just start forming. I had one guy covered in skin tags, and I'm like, oh, man, you gotta go do something. It is weird.
Wait, so they made you go into work during the snowstorm. What kind of psychopath, like, fights his way, he puts on all the clothes, he, like, walks out to his car, he navigates the roads, barely being able to see, he gets in... I'm here to buy a Barca lounger.
Yeah. No, it's not even that specific. It's people, like, braving the snowstorm, like, covered in their entire, like, you know, like, winter survival Arctic outfit, and they're like, oh, I'm just browsing. I'm just going to take a look around for a little bit. I'll be out of your hair in, like, 2 minutes.
Okay, that's how bad their home life is.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, well, we've seen that throughout the pandemic, right? Like, people are like, this is the house that I bought with the family that I made, and they're the worst. Get me out of here, right? And that's everyone outside of California has gone through that experience of wintertime where you're like, I've never shopped for furniture ever. Now that it's cold and I'm in this tundra, I'm going to pop in and see what they got. Maybe a little window shopping, which makes no sense. But
yeah, let me pop into the used furniture store and see what's popping with them today. I wonder if I can get a mattress for 30% off that may or may not have been in someone else's house.
Well, they don't want it to get more used.
Yeah, I mean, you know, Valentine's Day is coming up, so we're running a deal, and that's pretty cool. On important essentials, material-wise for that.
Fucked on mattresses, 40% off.
40% off, baby. Hey, you're paying for this thing.
I feel like that's an Etsy type thing. Is that?
Yeah.
It's artisan. Yeah. It's an artisan mattress.
Artisanally broken in mattresses. God, someone should be writing this down. That's actually not a bad idea. That's
pre-stained for your convenience. Pre-jizzed for your convenience.
This is the jeans argument all over again. You're like, listen, why would I buy jeans that already have holes in them? That doesn't make sense because I'm fat. I will make holes in those jeans. That's going to happen.
There is a difference between holes in your jeans and cum on your mattress. A very large difference.
In this day and age, though,
I
feel like they get same block. You know,
things are weird. Jeans and come on the mattress. I feel like it come from like the same event, don't you think?
A good one,
like the same circumstance can like produce both of those consequences.
If they're Jordache,
DoorDash.
Yeah, if it's a tear in like a good pair of Levi's like work jeans, you're like somebody got hurt. Like that's
Yeah.
you know.
Or you just been working too much. You know what I mean?
Nah,
Nobody works in DoorDash.
that's also true.
They fucking DoorDash though.
Yeah, but you can like
Screw
work
the
really hard
tears.
with like your knees. You know what I'm saying? Like the cum stain thing. Anyway, whatever. We can move on.
I could feel my cartilage waning as he said that sentence. All right. So as we do with every guest here, we're going to ask Bobbie 3 questions before getting into the quote topic that usually just spirals off into nothing. So let's kick it off, Dino, if you please. What is an embarrassing song from your playlist?
Okay, I think it depends on who's around.
Okay.
Like, if I'm around young people and like Leonard Skinner or the Monkees come on, I'm embarrassed. Because they don't know they're cool.
Yeah. Yeah, as a young person, those just kind of sound like slurs, so.
Oh God.
Leonard Skinner is a slur for sure.
That's true.
I mean,
Yeah. It means white supremacist.
I did not know that.
But like for the most part, like even if I'm alone, I hate Kid Rock as a person, but I have a Kid Rock song all summer long on my playlist, and even when I'm alone, I'm embarrassed when it comes on.
Yeah. What? Just for like they're just kind of a shit person, so you're like,
He's just such trash.
yeah.
He's not watching this, is he?
No, I hope not. If he is, fuck
I
you,
hope
Kid
so.
Rock. Yeah.
Hey, Kid Rock, why don't you tell OJ from last episode that like we're on to you, dude?
Yeah. One thing about the
I'm
Monkees,
clipping that, and I'm definitely putting that in a reel for sure. We call out Kid
Clip it.
Rock and
Clip it.
his asshole face. Like, listen, you're a trash bag. You've made some good music, but we're embarrassed about it. For you. Yeah, that's fair.
Bobbie, have you ever listened to the Monkees' Christmas album?
You know, it's weird. I don't think I have. And Chris has this great collection. My husband, Chris Oliver, was on your show again recently. Yeah. He has this great collection of Christmas songs by like punks and some really cool bluesy ones. So I'm surprised I haven't heard the Monkees' Christmas.
It's from a couple of years, or like fairly recently, like the last 10 years
or
so. Yeah. But they have a song about a child of divorce during Christmas time, and I'm like, that speaks to me on a personal level. It's called The House of Broken Gingerbread, and it's mwah.
Oh, damn, that hurts. Yeah. Hey, have you seen Head? The Monkees movie?
No, I don't think I have.
Dino, did you?
I remember watching the show.
No, the Monkees movie. You have got to see the Monkees movie. It's like, you know how the Beatles used to be, lame, and then they started getting high? Yeah. And then their music got better. The Head is kind of like that moment for the Monkees.
It's their Sgt. Pepper's, kind of? Or?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means, but yes.
Well, it's like when the Beatles started getting high. That was like...
Yep, I would just have the exact album. Yeah. I'm not Chris.
Oh, okay.
I'll let him know that you
Bobbie
said
occupies her time with real things, okay? Not
yeah,
just,
I have
music facts. That's awesome.
I just threw something at my own computer to spite Dino, which is like, goddamn, it's a little wad of paper.
I can do that to people. I can aggravate them that much they will break their own property. That's happened more than once, and now I realize that's embarrassing. So thank you for that.
It is. Next question. What is something you do that might not necessarily be good for you, but it doesn't matter because you're a grown-up? You're an adult. They can't stop you.
Yes.
Perfect. Yes.
Next question.
Well, getting high on this podcast, but also staying up till 4 a.m. and sleep until noon. That's why I couldn't do an 11 a.m. podcast.
Yeah. Still 8 hours. That's pretty good.
Gotta get 8 hours.
Yeah, but you know what? So I've been married a long time. We've been married a long time. And that's the secret to a long-term relationship, is having different hours. So like Chris goes to bed like 3 or 4 hours before me and gets up 3 or 4 hours before me. So we each have about 3 or 4 hours every day where we can watch whatever we want to watch. We can do whatever we want, and the other person is in bed.
Wait, I just realized I kind of do that. Like, I moved in with my girlfriend last month. We kind of do that already. She goes to bed at like 8:30, and then I kind of tuck her in and then go in around like 11:30 midnight.
Jesus, what is she, Mormon?
She's a kindergarten teacher and
same
very
thing.
very much an early bird.
Same thing.
I mean, hey, I'm still a proponent of that idea because like her ex was a gamer, and so basically I can't really play any video games in front of her because it kind of triggers her. So
we totally heard that. That's not true. Don't make me the problem here. Secretly, Atlas sucks at video games. That's why he doesn't play video games.
It's painful to watch.
It triggers her boredom.
Maybe, yeah. Well, she's also playing Animal Crossing across the room there.
That's true.
She's like, don't make me the bad guy.
You're not the bad.
I'm with you, Katie. Solidarity, Katie.
Obviously, solidarity. Anyway.
The silence, dude. You're fucked!
So done. Number one, we're filming this past her bedtime. Not going to go well, right?
It's 6:15.
Oh, wait. Right. No. For me, it's 9 o'clock.
Zones. Yeah.
Listen, man, it's been a rough couple days, all right? Yeah. Just cut me some slack.
It's been a rough couple years, Atlas.
Yeah, it has.
This hasn't made it easier.
And then the last one is, what was the first time you really felt like an adult?
I mean, I kind of still don't. But if there was a moment, it was when I bought a $1,500 vacuum cleaner.
Oh.
Yeah. And, you may scoff at that, but I bought that vacuum cleaner in 1994, and it still works.
That vacuum cleaner is literally as old as I am.
94.
Yeah, but it works better than you do.
Yeah.
I don't work.
I've seen you vacuum, Atlas. It's not...
Oh, okay. Actually, hold on. You know what? On that point, Bobbie. So us being of comparable generation time, have you noticed that a lot of people have no idea how to sweep or vacuum? Like they're like they just move things, and you're like, what? There's no process here. Is that?
Well, I guess I kind of noticed that they don't really have much of a work ethic.
True.
So that whether it's sweeping, vacuuming, or just doing like much anything else, they just don't have that I want to do a good job because my name's on it kind of thing.
That's fair.
Caleb's just like, yeah, that's.
Yeah, that's totally relatable. Yeah.
I'm sure Caleb kicks ass at the furniture store.
Oh, yeah. You should see how hard I browse Reddit on company time. Unbelievable.
Oh my god. I guess it depending what it is, but it seems like a lot of work, in terms of wage labor and stuff like that doesn't really, reward you well enough. Like you're getting shit pay. It's not like you're not incentivized to grow within like a company. They're just like
y'all get no benefits.
Yeah.
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 So why bother, right? It's not my problem. Yeah. If you're not gonna pay me more, I'm not gonna do more. I will do. That's above my wage.
Yeah, it's above my pay grade.
Yeah,
literally.
Well, that's the whole thing, right? Like the idea. I remember having a work meeting with my supervisor, and they were like, "We want to get you to exceed expectations." And I'm like, "But you pay me to meet expectations." And she went, "What?" I'm like, "Yeah, no, you pay me to meet expectations. These are my targets. I have to meet those. Anything after that, that's at my discretion. It has nothing to do with you or you." And she just like, "What?" Like she couldn't understand the words I was stringing together, and I'm like, this isn't my bank. Like I don't make money out of this bank. I get paid to do a job. I do that job. That's it.
This isn't my money.
Yeah.
But also, just have higher expectations if you want me to exceed your expectations. I feel like that's on you.
Yeah, like that's one of the things that we were thinking of talking about is that it's like that's a you problem, not a me problem, which I am enjoying that idea these days.
I mean, Bobbie, you like own a comedy club, so like anything that you do to make that work, that you gain the satisfaction of it going well and making money for yourself. Like it's your thing, as opposed to
Wait, we're supposed to be making money? Oh fuck! I've been doing this all wrong.
Theoretically.
Technically, I own a comedy school.
Oh, okay.
There we go.
It also does shows.
You should try and get grant money for the arts.
Yeah, but then I have to be legal.
Right.
It's California. Nothing's legal. It's fine.
And everything is legal.
Hey!
Everything fun is legal.
Well,
At least
some things are in Nevada.
I can't even tell which thing he's talking about, the gambling or the prostitution.
I think he's talking about Reno.
Yes.
Just the city of Reno, where Reno is legal. Shout out to my friend Nick Kane, who lives in Reno now.
Nice, dude. I'm praying for you. Don't do it. Everyone
People
loves you.
move to Reno still?
He's the only comedian I've known who's left LA on purpose for comedy. He left so he could be a big fish in a small pond.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
Because I started doing comedy in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I started doing comedy in smaller towns in Georgia than Atlanta, so I can see that.
So, but that's like a temporary thing, right? Like that's more so just to kind of sharpen your teeth and like learning how to do things to be in demand and also to structure that and use that to your advantage, right? But eventually you got to go back to the big pond, or at least a bigger pond, right?
Well, here's the thing. Gigs outside of Los Angeles pay.
They do.
Gigs inside of Los Angeles do not pay.
Right.
Yeah.
So, and if you're going to, and the way to make money, is, well, I mean, to sustain a comedy career and not have some kind of other side hustle, you have to be on the road, because no single town can support a comedy career. And so to be on the road, why would you want to be on the road out of LA when the rent prices are like 3 times as much as anywhere else, and you're only home a day a week?
Yeah, which is ridiculous, right?
Yeah.
I know a few people who have actually bought motorhomes and like campers and stuff, and they're like, "Let's go," and I'm like, "I'll see you in a couple of years, man." I'm like, I'm not.
Yeah.
I've been isolated this whole time. It's been great. I'm like, but also too, I'm very large, and I'm like, listen, I'm gonna wear out one side or the other of that camper. I think let's wait and see if I can lose some more weight. That's.
I don't ever want to be travel in a camper.
How come?
Because it just sounds awful.
Yeah.
I mean, I have friends that did that. I mean, when I was on the road, I drove my car.
Yeah.
And then you're in I can cuss, right?
Yeah.
I already did, so good thing I'm asking.
Yeah.
You're in one shitty hotel after another shitty hotel, and you're driving from gig to gig. But I wouldn't want to be also sleeping in the car.
Yeah.
I read this news story one time about a guy who he got dumped and had to move out, and then he realized no one was really checking out his office, so he just started sleeping in his office, saving all that money that would be used on rent, and then eventually he bought this super tricked out camper, and then he's like, I just do odd jobs now. I just go up and down California.
That guy's a murderer for sure.
Probably, yeah,
definitely.
He has jawbones in his camper.
Oh yeah.
In the shower, he has.
It holds his soap, like it's a jawbone. There. He's like, oh, just leave that. It's like, hey, Fred, open the jaw, take out the soap, and you're like, yeah, this is weird.
He sleeps on a bed of human skin.
I think I sold a leather mattress the other day. That was a little suspect.
Hey, pre-murdered.
Pre-murdered.
Pre-murdered. Only has a few skin tags. 30% off.
The mattress itself is not used, but the skin is. If you know what I mean.
Man, that's rough. Oh,
Second owner.
I wonder if, like, I was thinking this the other day. Do you think that there's less millennial and Gen Z serial killers because we can't afford a basement or a backyard to bury the bodies in?
I thought about that, but there's a lot of free space, though, too, right? Like,
I think it's because law enforcement now communicate with each other. Everybody, back in the 70s, there used to be this time called the 70s. And back then, there weren't really computers, and people weren't really, communicating from one jurisdiction to another. Like 9/11. We found out at 9/11 how many major, law enforcement agencies were never talking to each other and never making these connections. So I think now it's and there's DNA, and it's just harder to get caught.
Mm-hmm. Or easier to get caught.
Easier.
Yeah.
I think Zoomers just, I don't know. I feel like it's more satisfying to kill someone on Twitter than it is with a blade now.
Yeah. That because you have to see the light leave their eyes as they block you.
Yeah.
But plus, Zoomers don't have the serial killer work ethic.
That's so true.
That's true. Because it's not their problem. I killed this.
That's
I
a you problem.
That's a you problem.
You know how hard it is to stab someone more than 3 times? Are you kidding me?
Of course I do.
Forget it.
Yeah. Everyone from our generation knows.
We've stabbed people.
Oh, yeah. Multiple times. Not even for reasons. Just be like, hey, this is going to happen. Sorry, buddy. That's just
somebody needed stabbing. Sometimes.
There's the episode title.
That's the episode title. That's
somebody needed stabbing. That's
somebody needed stabbing. That's just. I feel like that's definitely like the fuck around and see if it works is also, but somebody needed a stabbing. I think that's pretty reasonable.
That's more fuck around and find out.
Yeah, I was going to say I don't think anyone trademarks fuck around and find out. You could say fuck around and find out.
No, but like those two things, they seem like very apropos to my generation. Where it's like somebody needed a stabbing. That's just gonna happen. Like, yeah.
And I'm from the South, so plenty of people needed ass whooping.
Yeah.
Well, I've been having quite a week, Bobbie, and I figured out that what I want to do is I want to arrange a tour once the world becomes less apocalyptic, and that tour is going to be called "I'm Here to Give You the Smacking." For what you did during the pandemic. That's what I'm going to call it. Because a lot of people just need it. They need a reminder of what a good smack in the mouth means,
I think we could shorten that. Maybe fewer syllables.
Maybe an acronym. I don't know. I'm just a pretty face. I don't think these things through.
Maybe like I'm here for the smacking.
That's good.
With this face, it doesn't really carry,
Well, you could say you're here for the smacking, or...
People get confused and think he's talking about KFC. I think that's what it is.
Well, no, it's there are a lot of interpretations on that statement when it comes from a guy my size with this kind of beard. It's just people going, really? Makes me uncomfortable. I'm also Greek, and I'm like, hey, not that Greek. That's gonna not gonna work. But.
So, what exactly happened? I know you kind of brought it up in the group chat.
For me?
For you. What happened?
Oh, well, I guess creative differences would be the best. That would be the nice, polite way to say it. Creative differences, that seems reasonable. But essentially, no, it's... I was accused of working too hard, which I was like, really? It's like, yeah, why are you doing all this stuff? And I'm like... to drive
engagement. I tell you you're working too hard, but it's like, oh honey, you're working too hard. Take a break every once in a while.
As you fan with your
my stars.
Yeah, you're like, so much work.
Bobbie's gonna punch me in the face next time we meet each other in person.
Bobbie does look like a face puncher, though. right?
I have punched some faces, and I have been punched in the face.
Listen, that's not a lot of people can say that. Like I too have punched in the face and been punched in the face.
Because we're Gen X.
That's a great question, Atlas. Caleb,
That's
have
true.
you ever been punched in the face?
I've never been punched in the face. I have punched someone in the face.
Have punched successfully.
Yes.
Like you were like, "What's up?" Pop, and they were like, "Oh no, Atlas, you're so violent."
Okay, so this was in high school. I had a friend of mine was she was 4'9", and her boyfriend broke up with her because she was short. And
okay.
he and I had a drama class together, and we were doing fight scenes. So when it came time for me to fake punch him, I actually punched him. And was like, "Oh no, I'm sorry," and then helped him to the nurse's office. But like, I meant to.
So, like, did she get short after they started dating?
No, she was just always that short. I think what happened was his friends were ragging on him because, like, haha, your girlfriend's insert disparaging term for little people here, and then so
Really,
it's
leave a
the
lot
most
to the imagination there.
It's the most
Okay,
cowardly way to punch a person.
Yeah, he deserved it. We should all go punch him.
Hold on. She was 4'9" though. Like,
yeah, 4'9", which
that's
I
pretty
think
short though.
It is
I'm
pretty short.
5'2".
Yeah, but 5'2" Bobbie is it's a short woman, but it's not. But 4'9", that's a lot shorter than 5'2", right? Like, and how tall was he too? I know I'm being a complete fuckhead here, but I'm like, I want to know now. I have questions.
I mean, my husband's 6 feet.
Yeah, 5'2", 6 feet. That's fair. My wife's 5'4", and I'm 6'2". It's it's a fair difference. It's reasonable.
That's so arbitrary. 4'9" is not 5'2", Bobbie.
Okay, so
that's where Dino draws the line.
It's really not.
There's that weird, like, if you're not 6 feet, you're not a real man, like, bullshit that you see on dating apps.
I hate that. That's so stupid.
Or I saw a tweet today that was like, if you're dating a girl that's under 5'3", you might as well be dating a child. And then I responded back, tell me you're under 5'3" without saying you're under 5'3". 5'3" is tall.
I hate that judging men by how tall they are. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, they should be judged on their income and
their
how much they can lift. Yeah, absolutely.
They should be judged on their dick and the way Martin Luther King intended it.
Now that's the content of your character.
Okay. Sorry. Isn't there a dick quote somewhere that can back me up?
Same.
No,
same,
that's the content of your character. Except mine's like slanted, like a pirate sword.
But that can be good.
Can it?
Yeah, if it's slanted toward the G spot.
Maybe, but it's like, I don't know. Well, actually, it's curved like a pirate sword and then slanted because I'm right-handed. That's, yeah. Why am I saying this? What have I done?
So it's like
I'm going. No, it's not.
So it's like a duck's dick, like a corkscrew, or like I'm confused. I'm trying to picture this.
Okay, so imagine I need a picture of like a cutlass. Where's
I'm gonna call Alice Duck Dick for the rest of our relationship.
That seems apropos.
So,
what's up, Duck Dick? Yeah.
So it's kind of like this, where there's like a curve to it.
And
and your finger's always on the end of it.
Yeah, exactly. And then
your balls are on top. That's where the finger was on top.
And then
that makes sense.
If you're looking down, it slants to my left because I'm right-handed. So it would put, like, I guess, the pressure on it over time.
But when would we be looking up?
If you're blowing me?
At your dick.
Yeah. Well, if you're looking up, then it slants to... If you're looking at it as another person, it slants to the right.
Okay, but what about in Australia?
Stage left. I don't know.
Bobbie's a savage.
Yeah, no, she is. Oh, yeah, no.
Get it? Okay.
No.
So
in Australia, right? The toilet water goes in the
toilet goes the other way. Yeah.
Yeah, and Atlas's cock corkscrews counterclockwise.
I feel like
that's just math.
During the flight, he would be like, I'm uncomfortable. You'd stand up, and all of a sudden his dick would be like, boing, the other way. Be like, whoa, what's happening? And it's like, oh, you went down to the southern hemisphere of the earth, and your dick went the other way. That seems I feel like that's definitely a sketch.
Yeah, it's
It's like a plant that grows toward the window.
Yeah.
But it's actually the equator. That's what it's going. You go on the other side of the equator, it just goes back. Yeah, that's fair. That makes sense.
My girlfriend asked me. She said, would you punch someone for me? No, you wouldn't. I'm like, of course I would.
Wait, she asked you the question
So
and then
violent.
immediately answered the question after she asked it?
Yeah. Would you even
You
punch
need
someone for
clarifying
me?
answers.
No, jerk. That's it. Quick
Definitely, you need some clarification before answering that question. It's like, would you throw a punch? Number one, did you deserve the punch? Number two, how big is the puncher? Just in case, right?
Punchy, you mean? I'm the puncher in that case.
No, because wait, hold on.
The person throwing the punch is the puncher.
No. I was saying that person punched her, so you punched on her behalf. So that's why I was thinking backwards.
Okay.
If somebody punched her, I'm going to punch him back.
Yeah.
So Atlas and I can both punch him back.
Okay, good. Yeah. Let's go find that guy and wail on him.
Well, listen, that's violence breeds more violence. You guys out in LA apparently are very angry, and I get it. But up here in Canada, we just
parking is so draconian, depending where in the city you are.
Hey, Dino. Yeah. We used to have a Canadian roommate, and he used to have the craziest terms. So tell me if this is Canadian or just crazy.
Okay.
Okay, so he used to call people ham and eggers.
No.
What?
You know what? That might be. Hold on. Where was he from in Canada?
I mean, I don't know.
Was the East Coast? Because those guys are weird.
We just know Canada.
Yeah.
We don't know.
Fair. I get it.
Yeah, and he used to call people pork and beaners.
Yeah, he's a hick. He was
he's trying to sneak racial slurs into the
yeah.
What about who? Like, who's a ham and egger? Like, what? Those fucking ham and eggers? Like, who is that?
He's just trying to get an excuse to say the N-word. That's
black people eat ham and eggers.
Atlas, that's sinister. Oh, wow.
At
first I was like, Asians are having eggers? Who is having eggers?
That would be for black people, and then you said pork and beaners, and then that's a way to disparage.
Oh, yeah, maybe. Actually, yeah.
He probably wasn't Canadian.
Racist. Yeah.
He was very racist, apparently. Wow. Yeah, that might be central Canada. It's just flat area. It's the prairies. Those guys are pretty racist. That's fair. Because on Vancouver, just north of you guys, there's a huge Asian community. And then in Toronto, which is the center of the universe for Canada, which it's not, and everyone says it is, but it's very funny to lean into. And we're normal crazy people. We just work too hard and are idiots. That's that. Mildly racist, but mostly because we have foreigners here. So, I'm Greek, it's fine. But then, when you go east, then you get just innocent dumb folk. That's you have French people, which they're the worst. But past that,
understand the hatred of Quebecers.
They're the worst. They're the worst. Listen. Their French swear words are just words of things in a church. That doesn't make sense. Okay, it's weird and it's Trust me. No, trust me. And the worst part is look. In Quebec, they don't speak French. They say they speak French. They do not speak French. They speak Quebecois. And you know what? It's gobbledygook. It's just made up words for stuff. And they're like, we are so great. I'm like, you guys are worse than everyone else. So, yeah.
I feel like we hit a nerve.
Maybe a little bit. It's been a week. It's been a week, Bobby.
That's half the fun is finding out the random things that trigger Dino. It's the weirdest stuff.
Yeah, I never thought about that. That guy was hardcore racist. Definitely from the prairies. Yeah, that makes sense.
Well, I'm from the South, so my town is the town where I'm from is 45% black and 55% racist.
Seems accurate. It's a good mix. It's really, still makes up 100.
Mostly my family. My family's a large percentage of that.
I loved Black History Month starting yesterday at the time of recording this, and then all these historic black colleges suddenly had bomb threats called in.
Oh,
For
shit.
real?
Really?
For no reason. Jesus Christ. It's ridiculous.
White people are so fragile.
Yeah. They are very much fragile.
That's the thing is, like, I feel like that's how I'm trying to stay youthful, by not freaking out about weird shit that other people my age do. And I'm just like, hey, this is a lesson. I can learn from this. Don't be racist in public. Maybe not at all, but definitely not in public.
That's the takeaway.
Yeah.
from calling in bomb threats. Don't be racist in public.
Definitely not.
Sounds
Definitely
like
not.
what your mom would say to you.
It'd be great if you weren't racist at all, okay? But some people are still fighting that battle, and that's fine. Keep it private, or else bad things are going to happen. Really bad things, it's not good.
Don't touch yourself there in public, and don't be racist.
Also good advice.
You can just racistly, furiously masturbate at home, but not in public.
In the privacy of your own home.
Race.
Yeah.
Lebensraum. Yeah.
Listen, Germany's paid for its crimes, okay? Let's you don't have to be that mean, okay?
Operation Barbarossa. Fuck yeah.
Hey man. Listen, I've had a few instances where I realized somebody who I was, thought was my friend, and I'm like, oh, you're really racist. And I was like, oh, I'm not that racist. I just hate everyone for who they are on the inside. I don't really care what color they are. Like,
Quebecers.
Well, they're the worst. They're the worst genetically and physically. Like, all hunchbacks, too.
I swear to God, if this devolves into a eugenics argument again.
Listen, I'm Greek. I'll do that math. I will do that math. I'll get a whiteboard right now and do the math as to why the French are both worse as a person, as people, and genetically inferior to the whole world. I don't care.
We look forward to your dissertation.
Oh my God.
In this day and age, I'm pretty sure I can pull it off. I can just be like, listen, it's just a fact. Those dirty French whiteys gotta go. Just pretty sure I can get away with it. Yeah. Oh.
I don't like Australians, so I'm.
Whoa! What?
They're just so flagrant with their risk.
So Australian. They're just. I mean, there's a couple of people that actually I have a couple of friends in the comedy world that are Australian. I feel like for the most part, yeah, I'm sure they're lovely people, but they sent all of their assholes to America.
Also true.
Okay, that's fair. I used to work at a newspaper, and my editor was Australian. Now I now associate the Australian accent with getting yelled at. So.
Well, that's the thing is they're just so aggressively fearless with their environment that it's perturbing. And you're just like, listen, that thing's got teeth. Maybe don't touch it. And they're like, let's see what happens. You're like, no.
Well,
that sounds like a Southerner. That sounds like somebody from the South. Yeah.
It's just a little snake, and you're like, no, it's a snake.
It's because the people who didn't survive that aren't around still. The people who did are just like, it's a little snake. It's fine. I got the anti-venom right here. It's okay.
Apparently, that's a really...
No offense to Australians.
I don't know. What are they going to do? Swim over? Pandemic. See you in a few years, dickholes.
There are a lot of Australians in L.A.
They're here stealing people's jobs. Ridiculous.
I can't with you anymore.
All right. Listen, in my defense, been a week. It's been a few days. It's pretty rough,
mate.
I remember watching Crocodile Dundee the first time. It was so great. And then I was like, oh, that's not real. Damn.
He's not well.
Yeah, well.
When I was a kid, I used to confuse Crocodile Dundee and Crocodile Hunter.
That seems fair.
8-year-old me didn't really know. I heard crocodile, and my brain would fill in the rest. And then,
isn't Crocodile Dundee Australian?
I don't think he actually is.
Oh.
Well,
Paul Hogan?
Is, right?
The character is. Paul Hogan is not.
Oh.
I don't think he is.
Somebody, one of the fans, Google that and write into the show.
Yeah,
absolutely. We should get the girl from Let Me Doodle That onto this show, and then she can just do that.
What a dick thing to do. Hey, can you Google that while we're here?
It's such a weird show. Literally, it's like, where did blue jeans come from? And then she's like, so according, and then she just goes through.
Blue jeans are a really cool story.
Yeah, Wikipedia and stuff. And then there's no follow me on this thing. She doesn't end. She just stops talking, and that's it. There's no outro music. It's just done.
She's like, follow me on Google.
Yeah, exactly. No, not even.
Just Google her.
Okay, so I guess and those are the origin of the jeans that you can get at your Levi's store. Boop, on to the next thing. Nothing.
Okay,
no
but that's
outro music.
We've had this argument, and you and I both know if they're already watching, they know exactly where to find us. Why do we have to tell them again? That's the whole idea of telling people, hey, like, share, and subscribe. We'd love to do more of these. It just doesn't seem, if we do something good, they will reward us with clicking a button.
Well,
maybe even commenting, going, hey, you guys are awesome, man. Keep up the good work. All right. Whatever.
I am now going to read every comment on the internet in that voice.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, but the whole call to action thing, I know there's studies and that works. Drop a comment down below, subscribe, all that good stuff. I don't know why it got all surfery, but
I know because you're in LA.
While we're talking about it, watch my comedy special on Amazon Prime.
Yeah, why not?
Bobbie Oliver Greatest Hits.
Awesome.
It is an hour and 45 minutes of me just straight telling jokes. So you don't have to subscribe to anything, but you can watch it.
I will leave a link to that down below.
Absolutely.
Leave a comment too. Leave a review.
And even send a review, and if they let you write something, be like, hey, we heard about this on Generation Dan.
Oh, yeah.
That's why we came here. And then we can have a whole cycle of weirdos. It'd be great. Fantastic.
Cycle of Weirdos is what you should name your tour, Dino. I think that would... No?
I feel like that's a really bad fat joke, though, isn't it?
Is it?
What?
I don't know.
Fat joke? Cycle of Weirdos? How is that a fat joke?
Oh. I don't know. I just...
I'm
very high. What do you...
I was afraid you were about to describe something very disturbing to us.
Yeah, I know, right? That's what I was
Atlas, who got notes and little flashcards to show how his wiener moves? Yeah.
It's kind of like a program.
I did not mean to insult your flashcards.
No,
and I
okay.
appreciate the clarity they provided, Atlas. Oh my God. Apparently I'm an asshole, okay?
Bobbie, where did you film your special?
Oh, at the Arena Theater in Hollywood.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, it's nice.
When was the recording? I'm just asking just for...
February 2020.
For real?
What?
Yeah, I had the best timing in the whole world.
Yeah.
For sure. For sure.
But I own Tao Comedy Studio, Tao Comedy Studio. But I rented that venue because I thought it'd be good for a special.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That makes sense, though. You can't... I could see the difficulty in performing where you own, for the simple fact, if you see something that's not happening right, your instinct of, hey, this is my place of business. What the fuck is that guy doing?
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I mean, I have filmed lots of things in my place, but the arena stage is bigger.
Fair enough.
So that's why I wanted to do it there.
That makes sense.
But yeah, I had the best timing in the world.
What,
Definitely.
when do you think is the right time for someone... Okay, pandemic notwithstanding. When do you think is the right time for someone to film a special? When do you go, I am ready, let's do this? And then...
I mean, it depends on what you mean by a special. I mean, like my best friend Sally Mullins, the hilarious Sally Mullins, we have been producing our own shows for, I moved here, she moved here maybe in 96, and I moved here in 97 or 98. We've been producing shows where we'll both do 30 minutes, or she'll do 45 and I'll do an hour, and putting the tape up just for people to have it, But I never invested the kind of money that I invested into a special until this one, because I had 4 previous albums out most of which I would video and just put it out so people could watch. They had the choice of either listening to it or watching it. But with this special, I invested thousands of dollars in it. I hired a sound guy. We bought, a $2,000 camera, and then like Sally's friend and my friend, who's a filmmaker, he used his camera too, so we had different angles, and so that was because it was a greatest hits. So kind of like my favorite jokes from the 32 years of doing comedy.
Yeah.
Okay.
But normally I say put out, you need video, and you need video to get work. So if you have a 5-minute video online and you get a chance to get a 15-minute video, get it and put it online. And then when you're ready to do like 30 minutes, maybe rent a space like Tao Comedy Studio, and you and a couple of other people do 30 minutes and film it and get that tape, because you can get better work the longer videos you have. Yeah. So you want to get the videos as soon as you can, and then it's super easy to put stuff out. Like, so I have 5 albums on Spotify and iTunes and all the things, the things. Yeah. And that's super easy you just put it on this thing called TuneCore, and it uploads it to everything, and you pay some fee or whatever. And yeah, so you want to have your work out there, so you're in the age of the internet, your fans will find you. So, and they can't find you if you don't have anything online. And then even putting something on Amazon Prime is not that hard. You just have to see, put together something and be like, is this the thing I want to put on Amazon Prime, or is this just going to be on YouTube, and I'm going to keep working toward that thing that I try to put on a bigger platform.
Oh, man.
It doesn't have to be like a special. It's just getting longer and longer tapes.
Yeah. I mean, like, it seems like most bookers, when you talk to them, they'll only watch the first 5 minutes, or they'll like, just send me a 5-minute tape or whatever.
Well, so it depends on the gig. Like, if you're going to do a cruise ship, they want to see a clean hour.
Yeah.
And what we used to do, back in the day, when I worked for my manager's booking office in Georgia, we would watch. Now this is VHS. We would watch the first 5 minutes. We would fast forward through to the middle, and then watch 5 minutes in the middle, and fast forward to the end. Like, if it was like a really long tape.
Yeah.
But you want to be able to have that. You want to assume they're going to watch the whole thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, I would think the idea would be that let's see how it starts. Okay. So he got it started. Great. Or he or she, sorry. And then it was like, okay, let's go forward 10 minutes. Whatever. Okay. Are people still laughing? Yes. Okay, good. Let's go another 5 minutes. And it's that random spot check, right? Like being able to put everything together. That's why I'm like, even for myself, I'm like, I always found is like, if you could have a strong start and a strong end, huge, right? Middle sometimes can get dicey, but you want to keep on bringing it back, keep on building the laugh so you can end strong, right?
Well, and you know what? For us, because we're a specific type of place, if it's a woman or like a person of color, an LGBT person, we'll usually watch 5 minutes. If it's a straight white dude, we'll watch the entire thing. Because if it ends up that, his closer's a rape joke or something, then you're not right for our space.
Man,
I'm really glad you clarified that. I don't think that's the way it sounds. That's the right way. That's the right way. Good. Okay.
Well, because Tao Comedy Studio is an intersectional feminist comedy space.
Yeah.
And we prioritize marginalized voices.
Sure.
And obviously we have tons of straight white dudes on the roster. Yeah. But, I just want to make sure that they fit in with, what did you say?
Oh, no, I just put
his hand.
I mean, Atlas does our shows. Atlas does our punk rock feminist comedy festival we do every year called Laugh Right, Girl.
That's not surprising.
Yeah. And part of the reason why we give people 15 minutes on our shows Saturdays, Atlas, is so that people can get a chance to get a 15-minute tape in LA.
Yeah. Which is huge. Like 15 minutes can easily become 30 with crowd work, a little here, a little there, like stuff can happen. But it's like getting past that, past 5 minutes, and then past 10 minutes, up to 15 of solid material, is you're like, yeah, now you're throwing down with a lot larger opportunities and that. But yeah, you definitely have to verify. Like some people, they're like, hey, like I know a few comics, especially up in Toronto, where they're like, oh, my comedy's edgy, and I'm like, no, man, you're kind of just an asshole. Like that's
you're kind of racist.
You know?
You're
Yeah,
kind
well, well,
or homophobic.
Bobby, tell them the story about the guy who like called in advance. Or
oh yeah, the other day.
Telling me about.
Oh, and wait! I also prepared an answer for the other question you said you were going to ask. Just FYI.
That's at the very end. Yeah.
Yeah. So this guy called, and he said, "Can I do inappropriate jokes at your place?"
no.
And I was like, "Okay, tell me the joke." So he told me a joke with the N-word in it, and I said, "No.
Yeah.
And he goes, "What if I were black?" I said, "Well, I'm not going to tell a black person whether or not they can say the N-word. That's not my place." And he goes, "That's racist." And I said, "You know what? I can call my mama a bitch. I can call my mama a bitch, but you can't call my mama a bitch."
Yeah.
So, so he didn't come, which is good.
Probably story of his life. Let's be honest.
Okay, yeah, you got it. Beat me to it, dude.
I just love the idea that he goes, okay, so I've been chased out of every comedy venue that I've been in. Maybe if I call in advance, that's what I call. I'm not asking permission.
Well,
so he
okay.
calls. Yeah?
Yeah. No, I was just thinking is because I was on a show, one of the Zoom shows a while ago, and one person was like, "Hey, I want to close with this joke," and it was a fundraiser for an old age home, or like for an old age nonprofit that helps older people who are raising their grandkids and stuff like that, and the joke was about no teeth head, right? Like the old people. Okay. Yeah, it's a horrible but it was funny and it was PG. Like he didn't swear or anything.
No asshole or damn.
Yeah, you Caleb knows what
I know what you're talking about.
But then the host was like, "Yeah, no, that's fine. You know, you didn't swear and everything's fine." I was like, great. Then he did it, and the one old person. So old people were laughing that were on the show. They were in the audience. They laughed. But the person who runs that company was like, "Yo, that guy's a garbage person." I was like, I thought it was pretty funny, but
you don't do that kind of stuff for benefits. If you're doing a benefit, you don't do that kind of stuff.
Probably, I wouldn't know. That's not my type of humor, right? Like, but I like watching people fall down and look at my sad life. I'm like, yeah, let's laugh at that. I'm very fat. How fat? I lost 90 pounds and I'm still too fat. Yeah, that's fantastic, right? But that's why I'm like, I'm not going to make that joke. He made it. I laughed. I thought it was funny, but...
Yeah, but you just don't do kind of stuff like those kind of jokes at a benefit. At a benefit, you have to be cleaner than clean, usually.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
usually self-deprecating is the way to go, but as long as it's not, like...
Yeah, I'm trying to get away with telling people that I'm horrible, but they're worse. That's what I really enjoy doing. Because I'm like, listen, I may look like an ogre, definitely smell like an ogre, and I have chased little children from my yard. But I also have a loving wife. I still have a loving wife who I definitely married up. Not sure why it's working, but she hasn't killed me yet. And that makes me a better person. That seems fair.
Yeah, I don't do self-deprecating jokes. My through line is that I'm smarter than everybody else.
Nothing wrong with that.
My through line is everyone is dumb, and here's why.
Yeah, that's fair.
Pretty much no matter what my topic, that seems to be like, I'm the smart one, you're the dumb one. See, I just sound delightful, don't I? That sounds hilarious, doesn't it?
I feel at home. I'll tell you that right now.
I was on Roast Battle at the Comedy Store a few weeks ago, and I realized that I'm so not cut out for it because most of my stuff... Okay, I was against a guy who, when he did his joke about me, my first reaction wasn't like, ooh, good one, or that ouch, that hurt, or whatever. It was, that's it? I can do so much better than that. I know what... Like, I gave you a comprehensive list, and you're not even swinging for the fences? Come on, man, take your shot.
Yeah, but I watched that, and
Yeah.
you were too nice. Both of you were very nice. You're like, well, you know what? I don't think your fashion sense is up to par. And it's like,
Yeah.
number one, accurate. Number two, that's not far enough, guys.
Yeah, I would be terrible at that because I don't like to write mean things about people, and I get my feelings hurt very easily. So I don't like that.
I find I hurt people's feelings too easily, so I'm like, I don't want to do this because people feel bad afterward, and I'm like,
If I hurt somebody's feelings, I can't stop thinking about it for like a month.
Yeah, I'm going through that right now. I'm like,
yeah,
I don't know what happened. Yeah, no, it's weird, right? But at the same time, I'm like, I don't think I'm that mean of a person. Apparently, I'm the worst. So, just so you guys know in advance.
Coming this fall at comedy clubs across the country, Dino the Genetic Marvel. I'm the worst.
Yeah, I'm the worst. That seems. I feel like that's accurate. You know, it's like
that'd be a good name for an album or a special.
Probably.
I'm the worst.
See, my first thought was to do one that says, I just don't fit, which I'm like, that's accurate. Like planes, cars, clothes, all sorts of things.
I can just imagine the cover where you're like, you've got like a helper belt in a plane and everyone's mad and you're like, that's the cover.
That's fantastic.
That's pretty good.
I'm going to write a memoir called I Should Have Brought a Jacket.
That's fantastic.
That's the story of my life. That's the through line of my life. I should have brought a jacket.
Is that why you moved to LA and then you're just like, God damn it!
No, it's freezing here. I've been outside since August 2020. I've been everything. My comedy classes are outside. My open mics, my shows. I'm freezing.
I think people forget that LA actually gets cold at night. I mean, not like frozen.
It's cold for LA.
Cold. Oh, it's cold outside.
And here's the thing, Dino and Caleb, who are both in cold places. It's an extreme drop. It can drop as much as 60 degrees from the daytime to the nighttime. And it's such an extreme drop that it really does a number on you.
Yeah, you gotta bring a jacket in the morning, put it in the corner during the day, and then get it when you leave. Or
you have to walk around you have to have a bag of 8 layers ready to put on and take off if you're going to be outside LA longer than 3 hours.
Caleb, did you ever have those pants growing up where they were shorts but you could zip on like the pant part?
Yes, I did, dude.
He's wearing them right now.
Oh my God. Yeah, imagine if I stand up and I just zip my thighs. What a power move that would be. Oh my God. No, but those were actually like such a move, like in middle school.
Yeah.
In like high school, man. Oh my God. Like the jogging pants. Yeah, dude.
Yeah, like you'd show up in pants and they're like, oh, it's getting warm out. Zip. All right, I'm in shorts. Let's go to
zip. Check it out, boys. My thighs are ready to go. And then you can put them back on, sock back up.
Have you ever seen where people had like big holes in their knees in jeans, and they kind of do that? They make it shorts by putting their leg through the foot and tucking the rest of the jeans in their back pocket.
Have
you ever seen that?
No.
I've seen that.
What the fuck? This is a thing?
Yeah.
It's
life hack.
You know what? See, it is, but at the same time, you're going, it's not right. That's an abomination.
I don't know why, but when you say that, that just screams like prison to me, and I don't know why.
That's why I learned it. But when you unzip those other pants, don't you have to find something to do with the rest of the leg? Don't you have to put it in your pocket or something?
Yeah, you put them in your zip-up hoodie that you have on.
Yeah, exactly. No, they had like...
So you have to wear this coordinated outfit.
It was the same outfit.
They had like Velcro pockets. You could like fold it up and put it in there on the sides, like down by your knees.
I'm getting so triggered because in high school I had like a couple pairs of snaps where it's just snaps all the way down the legs, and I got pantsed more than once. But I also pantsed a lot of people because like I have ridiculously large hands, so I can just grab part of their pants. I once ripped a guy's pants like they weren't snaps, and it just went. It was just like, why would you rip my pants open? I'm like, I thought there were snaps. Sorry.
I mean, I feel like if you're wearing pants with snaps all the way down them, you're asking for it.
Listen,
Isn't that
that's
usually
not
what, like,
the culture of
babies wear, so you
2022.
can, like,
Okay, Bobby? You can't be asking for it by how you're
like,
wearing
they
it.
have the snaps in the crotch so you can rip it open. Is that?
Yeah, I think you were wearing Chippendale's pants.
Yeah. Dude.
I'm the new Chris Farley, baby. That's what I'm doing.
I'll show you my van down by the river.
If you
All
show
right.
me your perfect dick.
Yeah, when you're my size, you cannot have a van down the river. You are definitely a murderer. Okay, that's how that works.
Definitely a murderer coming this fall on Amazon Music. I could do this all day, Dino. All right. Bobbie, thank you so much for coming on Generation Dan. We got one more question.
All right, I'm ready. What do I win?
Yeah, well, first you want to plug yourself so where people can find you.
I've been doing that the whole time.
Yeah,
under the desk. You can only see me from here up.
Your picture's been vibrating this entire time. We noticed.
That's why I keep putting myself on mute.
Is she making macaroni? Oh, no.
I'm churning butter, as they say. Did they say that? Anybody ever said that?
At a doctor's office? Oh my God, Bobbie!
Did you say plug? All right, so I should plug myself?
Yeah.
Okay, I am on Twitter and Instagram at the Bobbie Oliver, Bobbie, because I am a girl. I'm also on the Facebook if you're old. And I have an Amazon Prime special called Bobbie Oliver Greatest Hits. I wrote the book, The Tao of Comedy, Embrace the Pause, which you can also get on Amazon or from me. If you live in LA, you can take my comedy class. If you don't, I do private sessions over Zoom. And by private sessions, I think you know what I mean by that.
OnlyFans.
So, you know what? It's your hour. It's your hour. So, yeah, and you can, I guess, my email is Tao Comedy Studio at Gmail. Tao Comedy Studio at Gmail.
Awesome.
I'll be at the Improv February 8th.
Ooh, that is after this comes out.
So close.
So close. You can find the show at Generation Dan on Twitter. And then you can find me at Atlas Novak, Twitter, Instagram, or check out my other show at Nexus at Nights. I have a coffee mug of it now. Ain't that fun?
And one shirt and one coffee mug.
One shirt and one coffee mug. What about you guys?
I have neither. I have a cup that my wife bought me. No. Dino the Genetic Marvel. I'm getting my YouTube channel up and going again, so that's going to be interesting. And then, I'm off every other show but here, so I'm doing things and seeing what happens. Change should be embraced, just like not being racist. You should not be racist. It's fair.
Except against Quebecans.
Well, they're the worst. The worst, Bobbie. God, man, so bad.
Well, after that enlightening, position that Dino is probably going to die on with his racism against the Quebecians, you can find me on the flip side on Twitter at Caleb C. McDuff. I'm not very active on there, but it's there anyway. Also, you might be able to find me in one of Bobbie's private Zoom sessions, because that sounds like a riot.
Yeah, I'll put my private phone number in the chat, Caleb.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Awesome.
All right. Okay, so I'm supposed to answer my most. Okay, so I have a few.
Okay.
Because I've been doing comedy long enough to have a bunch of horrible stories. But the best one, meaning the worst one, is that once I was attacked on stage. All right, so I was doing a resort in North Carolina, a beach resort, and I was attacked on stage by a guy in a gorilla suit.
What?
Yes. So it was like the comedy club was like a glass room in the resort, and people walking by could see you. So I was on stage, and I looked over, and there was a guy in a gorilla suit walking, and he stopped, and he turned, and he saw me, and I could see like a light bulb go off above his head, and he went running into the club, and didn't like stop to assess anything. He just ran into the club and grabbed me and started literally pawing me with his big paws, basically, assaulting me on stage. And then at that point, I had learned, I've been doing comedy long enough that I learned that a good punch in the face will get someone off the stage. And so I punched him in the face, and it really startled him, and he ran away, and it hurt like hell because he had the mask. And then I had to do 30 more minutes on stage.
How do you keep going after that?
After I'd just gotten sexually assaulted, but because and the audience thought it was part of the act.
Oh my god!
Because why wouldn't it be?
Yeah, yeah.
I feel like they got their money's worth.
They got their money's worth in a gorilla suit gets the idea to attack you. Yeah, that's an oldie but a goodie, along with Who's on First. Totally a classic routine. Why was he in a gorilla suit? Why exactly?
Okay, so here's the thing. It was Halloween.
Okay.
But he also had come from a postal workers party.
Okay.
So that makes it double scary.
Also murderers. Fair.
Yeah.
Probably French, too. It's horrible.
Yeah. He was probably French and Australian.
If anything, he should die in mortal combat against animal. He should go into like the jungle and survive.
So I can tell you another one. You can cut anything you want to cut, which you would anyway. But I was on stage when OJ did the Bronco chase.
Oh my god!
I believe I was on stage in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
And see, in like where in other places, there's people don't do car chases and they don't show them on TV. So I was on stage in a bar. And there was, a TV, over next to the bar, and slowly everyone who was in the audience just started walking over to the bar to watch TV. And I was like, "Wow, I'm really bombing."
That's uncomfortable. Damn.
Yeah, and it turned out that OJ was on the any major thing that happens, I'm on stage competing with it. So like when Jesus comes back, I'm going to be on stage competing with it.
That's the lesson. If you're
chicken or the egg, right?
Always turn off the TVs if you're going to do a comedy show.
Oh yeah, bars will never turn. Yeah, bars are not capable of turning off the TV.
Yeah. So wait, the Bronco chase, didn't like Domino's have like record sales that night because literally everybody was sitting down going, "I gotta watch this. I'm not going anywhere. I'm ordering pizza," or something like that.
It was insane.
I don't know. I was busy bombing in Pennsylvania.
Caleb, you and I probably kind of don't know. Like
I was inside of balls, so
yeah, I was in a crib somewhere probably. So
yeah.
Oh my god, that physically hurt me.
Yeah, feel old, both of you.
You know what? Your time will come. Yeah. I might not be around to see it, but your time will come.
Well, we'll start feeling old.
I will.
No, you're gonna get old. You're gonna be old.
I'm immortal, and I will watch him. Trust me, it's gonna be horrible because he's like, "I'm old." I'm like, yes. Well,
oh no, are you kidding me? I was like a kind of an old man, like the way that George Carlin said, where it's like a way of looking at things as a child. So
you do have an assortment of sweaters. That's fair.
You kind of are an old man.
Yeah, a little bit.
So,
and the stories of you getting high are delightfully hilarious, but like in a Mary Poppins type way. It's like,
yes, because
things
Mary
are going crazy.
Feeds those kids spiked lemonade. That's how that movie went. Christ.
Well, Caleb, I hope this was a good birthday.
It was a fantastic birthday. I love, sitting in silence and Bobbie Oliver. We're gonna stir some macaroni on Zoom later.
Yeah, we are.
Well, either way, thanks everybody for listening, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Thank you.